Hi, welcome to the Burns Redo, and this week we're talking about the film Mean Streets. I actually have a DVD copy that I watched again today. I haven't watched it for many years. It's quite a crappy copy. It's not even in widescreen, but I stretched out the picture, and it's fairly watchable. The movie itself, directed by Martin Scorsese, one of his early films, his first collaboration with Robert De Niro. The story really is there is a story to it, but I think really it's basically kind of a bit of an autobiography of him. It's not based. I don't think it's based on his life, but I think he's basically saying, "This is what my life. This is how I lived. This is part of where I'm from, and all these characters are most likely characters that existed around the time he lived in that area." I'm sure that everyone hangs around in this bar. All the main characters hang around in this bar. Kind of just enters into that storyline. Things play out, and then it leaves abruptly. It leaves the storyline like that, and I think it kind of makes you. I think Scorsese is kind of saying, well, you can just imagine what happens next. The main character in it is Harvey Keitel. He works for his uncle, who's a big time mob boss. Well, you get the impression he is, who owns like restaurants and businesses, and everyone around him respects him. So and he collects money for his uncle, so you get a feeling that he's quite an important man of the area. But Harvey Keitel is working for his uncle. I think he has aspirations to be like him, in one hand, but I think in the other hand he's got a lot of Catholic guilt. He wants to, take penance for his sins, and one hand he's trying to be this really good religious man who admires St. Francis of Assisi and people like that, and wants to do good for the world. But on the other hand, he wants to aspire to be like his mob boss uncle, and I think he's always in conflict with the two things that he wants to do. I think in a way that's why he has put it upon himself to help out his girlfriend's cousin, Johnny Boy, who's just basically a nutter. Puts bombs in bins, and Johnny Boy is played by Robert De Niro, I should mention. Puts bombs in bins, blows stuff up. Just a crazy guy, fires guns and for no reason, and gets in fights, and I don't think his uncle doesn't approve of Johnny Boy, and his girlfriend doesn't really approve either. But Harvey Keitel's putting on himself that he's going to put Johnny Boy on the straight and narrow, because Johnny Boy owes a lot of debt to another one of his friends from the bar, who's another aspiring mobster. But this guy who has loaned money out to Johnny Boy is never taken seriously, and things escalate because he's not taken seriously. I think it finally gets to him, and things escalate at the end of the film. The actual film itself, as I said, is quite rough. I think that Martin Scorsese tried a lot of different shots in it, tried to be quite artistic in some things. He tries some shots and some scenes that don't quite work out, and it kind of throws you out of the movie a little bit sometimes. He does some shots where he'll put Harvey Keitel on a trolley, and then follow him through a club scene, or show that he's drunk with some other kind of effect, which is, some things work, some things don't. Some great corridor shots. He did some great shots from the streets and everything. So you can definitely see that he's a great director, and even back then he was something to look out for. But overall, I think it's mainly he shows off how great he is with characters. All the characters in this are very interesting, and the dialogue is great as well. You know, it feels very improvised, or it feels very realistic. You know, the way they talk to each other. Um, Not as great as the more polished Goodfellas, but still a very good film. And you know, I recommend it. I think Mean Streets is a great movie, especially if you're a Martin Scorsese fan. Don't expect anything like, you know, the violence of Goodfellas. This is more of um, a window into, as I said before, of the kind of area that Martin Scorsese lived in. But it's still a great character film, and I definitely recommend it. I'll catch you later.